Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of the Now Morning Show, where Shamla is back. So it's time for Unique, Not Different, where we are amplifying leadership inclusion.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unique, Not Different with Shamla. Today, I have Aaron George, who is an innovator and a music producer. Aaron is blind, and it's incredible that he's a music producer and a web developer. So today, he's here to talk about his music production and his journey to becoming a music producer. So, good morning, Aaron. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So let's get straight into the interview. How did your experience of losing your sight at a young age shape your journey as an innovator?
I would say that, as soon as you realize that you lose something, you have to find new ways of functioning. So you lose your eyesight, you have to find new ways of interacting, sometimes with the most simplest or general, almost taken for granted aspects of life. And, I think that is what would have kind of boosted the ability for me to, find solutions to various problems.
Nice. So, as a founder of Sanctum Entertainment, you have produced a diverse array of music. How do you balance creativity with business side of music production?
Well, fortunately, I've been able to cultivate a really good team. And I think support, in most or many cases is really, really important. And, I think within the gospel fraternity, a lot of persons gravitate, people, when I share the instrumentals, because, it's multi-genre, we do Afro and we do reggae and calypso and all of these different things. When we share it, persons, they hear the music first, and then, at some point they realize, wait, you are visually impaired, you are blind? And I'm like, yeah. And sometimes they never know, because, sometimes this type of work could happen remotely. You could just send an email with the instrumental or anything or something like that. And, we are then able to collaborate.
Awesome. So you are currently working on Audio Universe to make astronomy available to the blind community. This is amazing. Can you tell us about this initiative?
Yes. So essentially, what happened, there is a university in the UK that they create this show called Audio Universe, essentially for planetariums and other institutions like that do astronomical videos, and for children, for persons who are just interested. They create these presentations, and what happened was they developed this software that does sonification. Essentially, it takes data and turns it into 3D audio. So what they did was they would have taken a lot of European instruments and attached it to the sonification process. And what they wanted to do was create a version of that would be applicable to the Caribbean and Latin America. We were tasked with capturing the audio from various local and regional instruments and re-sonifying it, and I think, it was a really wonderful experience working with them. And I can't wait for, Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean to be exposed to the content. So it's video attached to audio, and it explains, the solar system and stuff like that, using our homegrown instruments.
Definitely an innovator. So can you tell us about Audio Advantage and how it fosters collaboration between persons with disabilities and persons without disability? And what impact do you hope this initiative will have on inclusion in the audio and tech industry?
Right. So Audio Advantage essentially is a program that we developed at Sanctum to, garner that collaboration and thriving of persons with disabilities in I would say the mainstream job market as it relates to audio. And audio is television, it's film, it's gaming, it's podcasting, it's music, it's advertising, it's enhancement, it's restoration. And a lot of times, people think the only part of the audio industry is music, and there is so much more to it. Essentially, what we want to do is expose persons who are blind and visually impaired to the environment, and a realistic environment where there are sighted colleagues, there are persons that they have to work with. Because a lot of times, although you may have skills, you don't have the social sensitivity as a blind or visually impaired person because you only interact with other blind and visually impaired persons. So we want to take persons into the workplace and give them workable skills as well as the tools to be able to function and thrive. Essentially, expose them to the type of life that I currently have. In terms of, I would say that I work with 80% able-bodied persons and 20% persons with disabilities. And the actual population density of persons with disabilities, well, at least persons who are blind and visually impaired, is 1%. So, it just reflects the actual diaspora of persons with disabilities, persons without disabilities, or at least persons without visible disabilities.
Awesome. So, to close off, can you tell us what strategies or support system that help you overcome to become excellent in your field?
Well, I would say family support. I would say a lot of praying. I would say that giving your life to Jesus is always like the way to move forward. There is no other. I could literally see a difference before I was saved and then after I was saved. And, I would encourage friends, I would encourage family, colleagues to do the same. It gives, the Lord gives you peace. He gives you, in those times when things are seeming like you cannot do it, He takes you across the finish line, and there is always hope. There is always hope. And the world that we live in right now is so crazy. Anything can happen at any time. We are hearing of wars, we are hearing of different diseases and all of these things. And we need a savior that could really take us over the finish line. And, he really would have saved me. He would have created a new mind in me, a new heart in me. And here I am today to share that in the skills that he has gifted me with. So I would encourage anyone, get the support of Jesus, get him in your life, and let him take you across the finish line.
So can you tell us how can we contact you if persons want to get into, collaborating with you through Intersanctum?
All right. Yes, we are on all social platforms. You all can also get us at info@innersanctumentertainment.com, as well as phone number 338-4123. 338-4123.
Mr. George, I want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing this work, being blind and in music industry, this music industry that is so, competitive. I would say this is incredible. So continue the hard work, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Guys, with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this week's segment of Unique Not Different. And I just want to say thank you to the host for filling in while I was not here and was not able to do the segment for the past couple of weeks. So thank you, everyone. Until next week, as I always say, be good, be good. Bye, everyone.